back in the saddle again.
On today's broadcast, the SEC finds an RIA for cybersecurity oversights. Learn the steps you should implement to fight ransomware. And RightCapital is the newest startup in the financial planning software marketplace. So get ready, FPPad Bits and Bytes begins now. Hey everyone, I'm Bill Winterberg. Thank you for joining me for this week's The Show Must Go On Advisor Technology News broadcast. Today's episode is brought to you by True North Networks, a leading provider of managed IT, hosting, and security services to financial professionals. With the introduction of Secure Workplace, True North Networks helps advisors combat cybercrime with industry-leading technology, monitoring, and employee awareness training. And if you sign up for Secure Workplace in October, you'll receive a free firewall valued up to $2,000. Learn more about True North Networks and Secure Workplace today by visiting fppad.com/truenorth. Now, I've been under the weather for a few days, but I'm back with this week's top story that comes from the Securities and Exchange Commission, as the industry watchdog recently settled charges with a St. Louis-based RIA for failing to establish cybersecurity policies and procedures. In its settlement, the SEC said the firm, quote, failed entirely to adopt written policies and procedures reasonably designed to safeguard consumer information, and the regulator assessed a $75,000 penalty. As the result of a breach in July 2013, hackers gained access to personally identifiable information for roughly 100,000 individuals. But the silver lining, if there is one, is that the SEC said that no clients have suffered financial harm as a result of the breach. Well, not yet, at least. So this is your wake-up call if you're behind on establishing your own cybersecurity policies. You need them, and you need to periodically test them, or you may subject your firm to similar consequences. Once again, I've linked to the SEC's most recent cybersecurity guidance in the show notes, so head over to fppad.com/173 to read it, or consider hiring a security expert for RIAs like Itegria, Envision RIA, External IT, True North Networks, Right-Size Solutions, and others. Next up is more news about cybersecurity, as Shareholder Service Group President Dan Skiles recently addressed the rise in ransomware attacks on RIAs. Skiles notes that RIAs typically come across ransomware in a phishing email or rogue file attachment, and once it's mistakenly activated, the ransomware holds your computer and your files hostage unless you pay a ransom amount in Bitcoin to unlock everything. Obviously, it's best to never launch programs from unknown sources, but if ransomware does get activated inside your firm, Skiles recommends you isolate the computer that was attacked and work with an experienced IT professional to limit the damage. Arguably, the best protection against ransomware is to have a fully functional backup of all your files. So you can literally throw your infected computer in the trash and start from scratch by restoring your files from a good backup. It's best if the ransomware never gets launched in the first place, so keeping your cybersecurity policies up to date and offering periodic training to your firm's employees will go a long way in protecting the information your clients trust you to keep safe. And finally, I'm wrapping up with a new startup called RightCapital, which announced the introduction of its eponymous financial planning software at the XY Planning Network conference in Charlotte last week. RightCapital joins Advisor, another planning software startup I've covered before, to offer an intuitive and attractively designed platform as an alternative to veteran providers like MoneyGuide Pro, eMoney, and Advicent. You'll have to test drive RightCapital to see if its planning capabilities are up to your standards, but with built-in account aggregation, integrations with Morningstar, Yodlee, and Redtail, and a price tag under $1,000 a year, RightCapital deserves a spot on your radar screen, especially if financial planning is going to play a more prominent role in your business. So to learn more about RightCapital and their software, head over to fppad.com/173 for the links to this week's top stories. Remember, Bits and Bytes exists because of the support of our sponsors. So be sure to check out the True North Networks Secure Workplace solution. Learn how to increase your defenses against cybercrime and receive a free firewall if you sign up by the end of October by visiting fppad.com/truenorth. Now, does all this cybersecurity news make you nervous, or do you feel well protected against attacks? I want to know. Send me a tweet using @BillWinterberg or leave a comment right here on the FPPad YouTube channel. For FPPad.com, I'm Bill Winterberg. See you next time. combat cybercrime with industry-leading technology, monitoring, and employee awareness. Training. Employee awareness training.
I'm after the teleprompter.
With this week's top story that comes from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Securities and Exchange Commission. I'm not back. I'm not back in the saddle. Oof.